This is a good one to kind of go back to the basics. So Kyla, one of our tab members, asks, do I have to be 18 by election day or by the end of the year to be eligible to vote?
It's by election day. It's by election day, and it could be on election day. It could be your birthday, November 3rd, and you're just in luck. Yeah. But no, you have to be 18 by then. One variant is also, you can, if you're going to be 18 by election day, you can register before you turn 18.
Okay.
So that can be done, but you still have to be 18 by election day in order to make that happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maya, a member of our teen advisory board, asks, when does early voting start?
Good question. It starts on the 20th of October.
That's tomorrow.
Yep, that is tomorrow. And it runs up to the Sunday before the election, which is what, the 31st?
The first.
The first, yes. Yeah, 30. So yeah, there's a lot going on, and it's at a variety of locations in the city of Milwaukee, and many of them are public libraries.
Yeah, Good Hope is an early voting site. The Election Commission has been here setting things up for tomorrow, so we're hoping for a pretty good turnout.
Right. Milwaukee's lucky in that respect. Where I live, there's one place you can go, and there you can go into your neighborhood close by relatively and vote. The other thing that's really important to know about that is, and it hasn't gotten a lot of press either, is the fact that you can register at the same time that you early vote. You can register on election day, but you can also register at the early polling places up through the Friday before. You can't register on that weekend before. I guess they need to get their books straight for November 3rd. But that's a really important point. And frankly, if I were somebody who needed to register to vote, I would so much rather go to an early voting site where there probably will be a lot lower crowd than having to stand in two lines possibly on election day.
Definitely.
It's a much easier process to go through.
And in that case, say you get to the early voting site and you realize, oh, hey, I don't have the proper identification. Right. You can always go back the next day. Whereas if you wait until November 3rd, you have to rush around. Shout out to the voting booth that you'll see on Kat's bookshelf. That is what happens. One of the main characters is at the wrong polling place. They have to run all across town to get to the right polling place with their information.
It really is a way to go.
Definitely.
Yeah, and good question. I'm hoping a lot of people will take advantage of that.
Yeah. Is there a difference between mail-in voting and absentee voting? Or
absentee voting, let's put it this way. You can vote absentee a couple of ways. I mean, there's an absentee ballot and you can vote in person absentee ballot, or you can mail it in. Mm-hmm. Both are sort of considered absentee, one of which is done in person, but the other is which is mailed in, but it's not election day voting.
So another question that kind of deals with early voting is, what if we submit an absentee ballot, but the person changes their mind and wants to vote in person? Can you do that?
If you have put it into the mail, the answer is no. If you've sent it in, they're not going to go through umpteen gazillion ballots in order to find yours, unfortunately.
Yeah.
However, there are a couple other variants on that. One is if you have the ballot but you haven't submitted it, you can go to the polls, carry your ballot with you, and say, I don't want to submit this one. I want to vote in person. Okay. And they will sort of erase the fact your absentee vote, and you can do that. Another, I guess, possibility is that with the myvote.wi.gov website, you can track your ballot. Okay. So, and I did that, you go online, you tell it who you are basically, and then it says, okay, we've sent your ballot to you, or we've received your ballot. And what you can do is, if you sent your ballot in and say it's getting really close to election day and it hasn't been received, that's the point at which I would call the election commission and say, what do I do? And I can't speak for them, but I would say that then there might be a possibility that they may find some way to help you, deal with that. Because I do believe that they can trace things on their end to say, is it caught in a sorting jam somewhere or whatever? So that's kind of an odd situation. But back to the initial question is, once you voted absentee and submitted it, you're done. So.
Okay, good to know.